All right, so I've been waiting to try these since the first colorway. I finally hit on the second colorway that dropped on Nike sneakers. This is a Nike Lunar Roams, and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the Nike Lunar Roam because this is, again, the new version of a technology that is kind of dead with Nike. So interesting that they ended up bringing it back. We haven't seen a pair of Lunar sneakers in a handful of years. I think about 6 years, 7 years now. So this is kind of a cool moment, the fact that they brought these back in some capacity. I'm a pretty big fan of the Nike Lunar technology from back in the day. Like this pair right here is the Flyknit Chukkas that I absolutely love. The Flyknit on here was crazy, and the Lunarlon midsole was amazing. But these were like super lightweight, very comfortable, and I really loved what Nike was doing back then. This is like one of the first comfort sneakers that I was really like. Nike's really stepping up their game with the Lunarlon technology and stuff. And now we have the latest and greatest version of that, I guess, if you will, the Nike Lunar Roam. So first things first, out of the box, I was like, okay, these are actually really nice. Like, it's well done, the way that they constructed the upper. There's a bunch of different fused on layers over top of each other. You can see some underlays as well for added structure, durability. But the overall build quality is really nice. The midsole is plentiful as well, and you have a little bit of rubber that kind of extends up the heel of the shoe, adding a little bit of durability and a little bit of extra traction. And then you look at the liner of the shoe, and I'm like, they really did a great job around the heel as well as the reverse side of the tongue. It has that sort of napped suede feel that they made on these guys right here, which is the first time I've seen this done, and that is the Air Max Scorpion. So that's one of the silver linings of this shoe, because this shoe was just crazy. I did a review of these when they came out, but this like material is a mock like nap suede, or like a vegan nap suede, and they kind of did like a lighter version of that on this shoe, and it's very soft on feet. It feels really good, very comfortable. And that was the moment where I was like, okay, I really like what they're doing with the revised version. Sometimes they bring something back like a technology and it's just not as good. I feel like the overall construction, at least of the upper and stuff, is improved upon and really released in a really premium package for $150 retail. Now, $150 is $150, but I do think that it's worth the price point that they charge for these, just because, again, I like all of the components of the upper that brings this shoe together. And you get to the midsole, and it's a lot bigger than what I remember with the Lunarlon, but it doesn't actually say Lunarlon on the midsole, it just says Lunar. So I don't know if the foam compound that they created with this is exactly the same or similar to the Lunarlon that we've seen in the past. And for those that don't know, Lunarlon is actually a technology that was released in 2008 from Nike, and it's actually a dual density foam. So it's a softer foam on the inside of the shoe that is Lunarlon, and then it's held together in a firmer rubber casing that we feel on the outside. So this outside section is not Lunarlon, it's just the carrier foam. The outside casing on here is not the Lunarlon either, it's actually the carrier foam, which is something I didn't know when these originally came out. I thought this was the Lunarlon, but this is a carrier. And so Lunarlon kind of phased out when Nike React came into town in 2017, because Nike React was basically just a single component foam. It didn't have to have a dual density to it. They didn't have to glue anything together. It was just a singular foam, which is probably a better overall experience for consumers as well as the manufacturing of a single component instead of two different layers that they have to slap together. Nike React was also proven to be quite durable as well, so having just one foam instead of two just really phased out the Lunarlon. But now we have a pair back, and I want to see what Nike says about these. So this is a Nike Lunar Roam Platinum Tint and Desert Moss colorway, $150, and the fit is true to size in my opinion. I got a 9.5 and absolutely love it. Lunar took its legendary bounce to the streets for the first time in 2008. 15 years later, the plush foam midsole your feet fell in love with is back. Remastered and amplified for the city, now equipped with breezy textile and supportive Magwire cables in the upper. It delivers a lightweight, stable feel you'll want to wear season after season. And with an eye-grabbing new colorway, this pair is sure to make a bold, springy statement wherever you roam. So it's 2024 though. How does the midsole components, the Lunarlon itself, stack up in this year, 15 years later? I mean, it's very firm comparison to like everything else on the market. So this is a lot firmer than Nike React. This is a lot firmer than like obviously Zoom X, Cushlon 3.0. This is not soft on feet comparison to those, but overall it's very good. You don't have that soft springiness or the responsiveness, but it is a lightweight foam that feels good underfoot, and it's something I enjoyed wearing through my entire trip in Indy. Yes, there's better things on the market from Nike. Yes, there's better things on the market from other brands with regards to comfort. Some people like a firmer comfort. This offers that with a lightweight bundle, and just for good measure, these weigh 9 ounces, which is very nice. These original ones are 6.9 ounces though, crazy. And then we step it up straight up to a pound with these guys right here. So 9 ounces is not so bad. You have a lightweight, comfortable pair of sneakers that really feel good on feet. From the upper and the construction and the way that it just hugs your foot right, and the extra padding and whatnot. And then the midsole components are really nice as well. So I wanted to break down some of the things I like about the shoe, some of the things I don't like. As I already mentioned, the liner is my favorite part. Absolutely love that. The tongue thickness is really nice as well, but the liner makes these things feel really plush. The upper build quality is really nice. I love that you have a lot of different fused on overlays and underlays, It adds a nice little dynamic to the shoe, and it doesn't look like you're looking at just an all knit pair of sneakers like we used to get back in the day. There's some functionality to the layers as well, with some reinforcement in the toe box as well as the heel, and then also the lockdown of the shoe. Another thing I really like about these shoes is the laces are really good. I don't know what they did to these things. They engineered them perfectly though, because they actually like get stuck through the lace hole as you're pulling the laces, so they like hold their ground very well. Sometimes you get the lace holes that are so big and you stick the laces through and then they just like fall all over the place. These actually have grip and they hold very, very well. Something that I was very impressed with the engineering just of that part alone. It's literally something you don't usually notice, but when it's done really well like this, I was like, this is really nice. Now I wear my laces really loose, so for me, I like it because it like adds little stop points to the laces and I don't feel like they're gonna fall all over the place. I also mentioned the traction that wraps up the back of the heel. I like that. It adds extra durability. This section back here has a little extra wear and tear, and so the added rubber back here I think makes a pretty nice difference. I think that overall it's not the most comfortable pair again out there, but it's really comfortable on feet and it's very well balanced. And so it's definitely something that I see myself wearing over and over again, even though it's not the softest and squishiest thing. Sometimes that's not the most important thing. I really like to be able to have a pair that's well balanced and easy to wear, and this shoe definitely checks a lot of the boxes. The reinforcement across the toe box is also nice, and I didn't mention it, but the breathability of the shoe as well, through the toes and through the side panels as well. Lastly, I just think that the overall shape and the look of this model feels really nice. It has a lot of new energy to it with the old technology, and I really think that they nailed it. If I had to change anything, I would say maybe the traction patterns. I would add a little bit more sticky traction on the bottom. It's not bad by any means, and it's actually improved from the old stuff that they had back in the day, but it would be nice if it was just a little bit stickier. Also, one thing that I found kind of a nuisance is I wish the tongue was semi-gusseted, so like at least stitched up through here, so you had a loose tongue, and then this part basically is stitched down, because the tongue did sway left and right quite a bit. Even though you have the laces through the tongue in the middle, I didn't like how the tongue shifted around so much. And again, they could be a little bit softer on feet overall. Can you imagine like a Lunarlon X, like Zoom X, like collaboration between the stuff would be crazy. That would honestly be pretty cool. But I love what they created here. It's nice to see some sort of a retro feel in a new Nike model. And it's kind of funny because like some of the newer technology from Nike has been boom or bust. Like they took the Vapor Max and then really made it crazy with the Scorpion. I like the upper of the shoe, but the midsole was just not it. And then in this case, the upper of the shoe is amazing. And then they went back with the Lunarlon midsole and created something super dope. Even though it doesn't hit the box of like ultra comfy, it's still like a really good shoe, and definitely something that I would wear despite that. I almost feel like they should take the Scorpions and what they developed with the upper in here, because this is a really nice shoe, and then just redo the bottom with the Lunar as well. I think that you'd have a winner on that shoe if they did that also. Love the energy Nike's bringing with the technology that's like 15 years old and pretty much outdated, and still making it relevant. Very nice job, very nice execution. I'll try to link them in the description of the video, although they're not really available as of the time of me recording this video. But if you're watching in the future, hopefully they'll have more colorways and more available on Nike's website. And again, I'll just link that in the description just in case. Thank you guys for stopping by and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for future videos, and have a good rest of the day out there. All right, peace guys.